Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be talking about some DC news, and yes, that is the sound of exasperation because it seems that no matter what DC does, they seem to have some sort of curse on their properties and everything always seems to go wrong. And now it looks like Warner Brothers is being sued by the Superman copyright holders, and it looks like the copyright holders are trying to block the release of Superman 2025 being released in international territories. So if this does in fact happen, then half of the world, or a lot of territories around the world I should say, are not going to be seeing this movie. And yeah, I mean, this could not be worse for the release of Superman. So let's get into this, guys, because it's kind of astounding that this is happening. I mean, we recently just had the Superman TV spot that came out. It made David Corenswet look ridiculous, obviously with his kind of cross-eyed look of him, flying over the Arctic scene. Everybody came out, ripped that TV spot to shreds. So the movie's not in a good state as it is with the reception of the fans. And now with this legal battle over the copyright, it could go from worse to even worse. So let's get into this and break it down, because if this does in fact go through, this lawsuit, and it actually comes out winning, then this movie is going to fall apart pretty damn quick. So this comes to us from Cosmic Book News. So James Gunn Superman faces legal battle. Shuster Estate sues to block release. Obviously, Shuster being one of the original creators of the Superman character. So let's go down and get into these details and see what's going on with this potential lawsuit here. So it's learned that the estate of Superman, co-creator Joseph Shuster, is suing Warner Brothers Discovery and DC Comics, aiming to block the upcoming release of James Gunn's Man of Steel movie in several countries. Yeah, and the UK is one of those countries that it would be blocked in. So if this lawsuit goes through and it comes out and it's ruled in their favour, the copyright holders, then unfortunately it won't be released here in the UK, so I won't get to see the movie. So I have a pretty important stake in this news story because, like I say, I won't get to see the movie. It won't come out in this country. And I will absolutely go batshit crazy if that happens. Because I've been waiting a long time to see this movie. So the lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York alleges that Warner Brothers Discovery lacks the rights to exploit Superman in Canada, the UK, which is obviously here, like I was just saying, Ireland, and Australia. The estate seeks damages, an injunction, and a formal recognition of its ownership rights in these regions. They also asked for a jury trial. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty explosive news. I mean, other than what I've already said in this video, I mean, if this does go through, then Superman is going to be blocked in a lot of countries. That's going to diminish the box office of this movie. It's going to have a massive knock-on effect to the new DC universe going forward. And I bet James Gunn and his lawyers are running around now trying to do everything they can to prevent this from happening. But if it does in fact happen, then this is going to be a huge story that's going to blow up the internet. More than what Superman's already been blowing up recently anyway. Like I said, due to that TV spot and the criticism from, David Corenswet in that flight scene. So, the legal argument. So this is where we're going to get into the heart of the issue here. So, at the heart of the dispute is the claim that Superman's foreign copyright reverted to the Shuster Estate years ago. While Shuster and co-creator Jerry Siegel sold the character to DC's predecessor in 1938 for $130, $65 each, copyright laws in certain countries automatically return rights to the author's estate 25 years after their death. So, since Shuster died in 1992, his copyright in most affected countries reverted in 2017, with Canada following in 2021. So Gunn Superman is the first Superman movie to be released following that time period, as Man of Steel was released in 2013 and Batman v Superman 2016. So now that those international territory copyright laws have reverted back to the Shuster Estate, they're basically saying that Warner Brothers no longer has the right to distribute the movie in those countries because they need to go through the Shuster Estate to get their permission, the Shuster Estate's permission, to release Superman in those territories. That's basically what they're claiming. The Shuster Estate is claiming that Warner Brothers do not have the right to release the movie in those territories without their permission. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I hope that sums it up kind of in a neat way there. So, despite this, the lawsuit says that Warner Brothers Discovery has continued to produce and distribute Superman-related content, including films, TV shows, and merchandise in these territories. The estate argues that this constitutes copyright infringement, as Warner Bros. Discovery never sought their approval. Yeah, like I was saying, so they continue to release movies, merchandise, TV shows, anything and everything related to Superman in those territories, and the Shuster Estate is claiming that Warner Bros. Discovery do not have the right to do that without their permission. So, I don't know why they haven't filed this lawsuit earlier. Why they're waiting till now, because they know that this big Hollywood movie is coming out. It's worth several $100 million, and they know that they're going to get a whole load of money if this lawsuit is ruled in their favor. But yeah, as to the timing of the lawsuit, I'm not sure why it wasn't done sooner, but you know, I'm not inside the mind of the Shuster Estate, so it's hard to say what their kind of thought process is. But I'm sure you guys can come to your own conclusion on that. So, what is Warner Bros.' response to this lawsuit? So, Warner Bros. Discovery denies the claims that it has vowed to fight the law. Warner Bros. Discovery denies the claims and has vowed to fight the lawsuit. A company spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter, quote, so this is coming from Warner Bros. Discovery, we fundamentally disagree with the merits of the lawsuit, and we will vigorously defend our rights. So this legal battle adds another complication to Warner Bros. Discovery plan for Superman, which is set for release on July 11th, starring David Corenswet as Superman. The film is a key project to the DCU reboot, led by James Gunn and Peter Safran. The lawsuit could disrupt this international rollout if the courts rule in the favor of the Shuster Estate, or if some sort of settlement isn't made. Yeah, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around this. I'm literally like in shock about this, because you think about the markets that it said, right? Canada, UK, Australia, and other territories as well. These are massive, major blockbuster territories for blockbuster movies. And if they're denied access and distributing the Superman movie to these territories, the box office is going to suffer massively. The box office for this movie isn't even going to be that high to begin with because of the reputation from the old DCEU. Obviously, it drilled the DC content into the ground, so this movie wasn't expecting to have a high box office turnover anyway. But now you throw in this lawsuit where they could restrict certain territories from this movie releasing. That's going to lower the box office even more. So it could be cataclysmic, like absolutely massively destructive to the box office of this movie. And I mean like really, really bad. Okay, so Gunn actually filmed Superman in Cleveland to pay homage to Siegel and Shuster, considered the birthplace of Superman. So, a long history of legal disputes. This is not the first time Siegel and Shuster and their heirs have challenged DC's ownership of Superman. The creators originally sued in 1947, eventually settling for $94,000. Decades later, the Shuster family waived their US termination rights in exchange for an annual payment from DC of only $25,000 a year, something courts have upheld. However, foreign copyright laws differ, allowing the estate to argue that it still holds the rights outside of the US. So there you go. So they receive an annual payment from Warner Brothers for $25,000 a year for the Superman rights. That's within the US. But however, foreign copyright laws are different, allowing the estate to argue that it still holds rights outside of the US. So we're talking about the rights to the Superman character, distribution of the movie outside of the US. Yeah, so, you know, copyright law is really complicated. I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about the law, because when it comes to copyrights, when it comes to movies, like I say, so damn complicated. But it looks like they may have an argument here, a legitimate argument. You know, if they can back it up, if they can, you know, bring evidence to the table about what they're saying about holding the rights in certain territories overseas, and that Warner Brothers don't have the right to distribute anything to do with the Superman character, they could end up winning the lawsuit, which would have massive ramifications. The lawsuit also questions whether Shuster's sister had a legal authority to make the agreement, leaving room for further legal challenges. So, what's at stake? The Shuster Estate is demanding a share of the profits from past and future man. Let me say that again, sorry. So, what's at stake here? So, the Shuster Estate is demanding a share of profits from past and future Superman-related works in disputed territories. You know what movie studio companies are like. They'll do everything and anything to not give up any of the box office to any other person. Whether that's right or wrong is a whole nother sort of topic of discussion. But, you know, trying to get past and future Superman-related profits... that's going to be, you know, if they win that, then that would be crazy. It's also seeking court order preventing Warner Bros. Discovery from releasing James Gunn's Superman film and other Superman properties without its consent. The outcome could impact not only the upcoming film, but also potential future DC projects that rely on the character. So, for example, we have Supergirl coming out in 2026. Say, for example, David Corenswet's Superman was going to be appearing in that Supergirl movie, then Warner Bros. Discovery wouldn't be able to distribute that movie to foreign territories either, because it would have the Superman character in it. So it could have ramifications for the Supergirl movie as well. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty explosive, huge news, and the ramifications are just off the scale for this movie. It could bomb the box office into the ground, which would then pretty much, you know, what would this mean for the rest of the DC universe going forward, this rebooted new DC universe? We'll have to see how this legal case turns out. I will keep you guys up to date if we get any more information. But can the Shuster Estate win the rights back for the foreign international territories when it comes to the movie, which means that Superman won't be able to release without their permission? Whew, I mean, anyone's guess is as good as mine. I have no idea what's going to happen if they can realistically win this court case. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this explosive court case here, potentially restricting Superman from releasing in international territories. I would love to know your feedback on this. So jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like button and become a subscriber of the content and the channel if you haven't already, guys. It goes a long way to supporting me and everything I do here on the channel. So I'd really, really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.